Well, violence in the form of hate crimes is rising across America.
The spike comes as the FBI investigates the weekend shooting in Jacksonville, Florida, as a hate crime, just the latest in a surge of hate crimes in big cities. CBN Washington correspondent Hilary Powell is looking into why the FBI is tracking this as a trend. Hilary.
So concerning, John, the same day the nation observed the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, which called for nonviolence, a white gunman in Jacksonville, Florida, went on a shooting rampage near an historically black university. This attack is not isolated. President Joe Biden is calling for action and says communities impacted should feel empowered to speak out about injustice. She's dancing for a friend whose steps were stolen from him. Grief expressed as praise dance at a Philadelphia funeral for 28-year-old O'Shae Sibley. Police say he was fatally stabbed in July by a 17-year-old for standing up to teens who taunted his group of gay black friends.
One day at a time, I'm just trying, it's real hard.
Prosecutors say anti-black and anti-LGBTQ bias is to blame, so the suspect is facing charges of second-degree murder as a hate crime. Sibley's death, one too many in a series of crimes across the country that show a spike in violence steeped in racial animus. Recent data from the FBI shows hate crimes rose 12% between 2020 and 2021, reaching the highest level since tracking began in the early 1990s. In the month that marks the 60th anniversary of the peaceful March on Washington, President Joe Biden warns a rise in anti-Semitism and racist attacks won't be ignored.
White supremacy is a poison. It's a poison. It's been allowed to grow faster and fester in our communities to the point where the intelligence community is determined, the U.S. intelligence community is determined that domestic terrorism rooted in white supremacy is the greatest terrorist threat we face in the homeland.
We cannot have someone come from another county and shoot up this community. It ain't no black on black crime. It's a hate crime.
In Florida this week, community leaders gathered to remember the victims of a self-proclaimed white supremacist who opened fire at a Dollar General store using a handgun and AR-15 style rifle to kill 3 black people. Authorities are investigating Saturday afternoon's deadly rampage as a racially motivated crime. It has left the predominantly black neighborhood shaken. One clergy member tells CBN's Faith Nation there is a solution.
The church should be the incubator to cultivate what will bring a vaccine to this disease. And it begins with every church and every family. It begins with our own children, raising children that see every single human being is made in the image of God.
The White House confirms federal law enforcement has opened a civil rights investigation into the Jacksonville attack and is treating it as a possible hate crime and also an act of domestic violent extremism.